Okay, we're live. Sorry, everybody. We were having technical difficulties. So
That's
poor,
my bad.
poor Rebecca was like, "Why is it not working?" And then all of a sudden, my phone decided to like reboot, and I'm just like, "No,
Yeah,
not today." It just is
it's the
happening.
retrograde.
It is the retrograde. And you know what? I get a lot of flack on my channel for always blaming it on retrograde, but I am
But
a
it's
Virgo.
true.
I am a Virgo double Scorpio. The only thing that I can do is say, oh, well, it's retrograde, but that's only going to last for
Yeah.
so long.
Well, I mean, it's obviously not your fault, of course. It
Clearly.
couldn't be. You're Scorpio with Virgo. Can't be.
Yeah,
No way.
I know I was here early. I have set up. I had already eaten my snack. I have my cold beverage.
Ooh. I left all of mine in the panic of trying to get everything to work. I was like, hold on. Like, I started with my phone, and my phone just said, we're not doing it. So I was like, okay, we're doing the whole laptop thing,
We're
full
going to,
setup.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We'll
It
roll
works
with
because now
it.
I can read all the comments, so it's good.
Good deal. I can see that on mine, but probably because I'm in the studio, you probably can't see all of it. I don't know. I
I can
like
see the ones
StreamYard.
on the side. Since I'm on my laptop, you can see them. When you're on your
Okay.
phone, it hides it unless you like click a button.
You have to click a button and then you have to scroll, and it depends on what kind of phone you have because if you hit the wrong button, boom, you're
It
out. You're like,
X's. I've done it before.
hmm, me too. Me
I hate it.
too.
So it all
Okay.
works out. We're good.
You have ghost stories. Today is day 6
Yes.
of the
Oh,
ghost stories. And so you are lucky 6.
I love that, and it's also the new moon, so I'm really excited.
Man.
Um, that doesn't have anything to do with any of my stories, but let me just kind of hop in. The first one I'm going to do is not as exciting as the next one, but this one happened whenever my brother, sister, and I, this is like maybe high school, I think,
Mhm.
probably ninth grade.
Mhm.
Um, so we were all chilling at home. My parents went out to like have a dinner date or something like that. And we were like just watching TV, and then I think we went to go like clean dishes or something because my parents are kind of like uptight about that sort of thing. So we would have to like make sure we'd pick up after ourselves or we would hear about it. So my brother went into the kitchen to clean up after himself, like a cup or something.
Uh-huh.
And I'm talking to him about whatever we were watching. I don't remember. It's ninth grade. That was a long time ago for me. But so I'm just talking to him, and he's like peering out. Like he's at the sink. There's a window in front, so he's just peering out of it, and he's like, "Do you see that?" And I look out there, and then in the middle of the yard there is like this little light, and it's like bobbing around in a really weird manner, and I'm like, "Huh." And so we're staring at it for a minute, and so we're like trying to figure out if it's a reflection because we had like a coffee pot with, it has like all the little lights on it and stuff, and so we're like covering that up, still in the yard. And I swear it looked like somebody had like their phone flashlight and they were like squatting down, like looking for something. It was so
Okay.
creepy. We had no idea what it was. And, we're kids at home, so we're like, oh God, somebody's in the yard or something. I don't know what to do about that. So we ended up calling my parents, and, they think we're idiots. Like, there's nothing wrong, whatever.
Like, we're
Um,
coming home
yeah,
early.
they're like,
We're
we're
on
coming
a
home, I
date.
guess. I think they were already on the way back, but so they're like, oh, we'll be home in a minute. And so I hate that they did this, but like they didn't. I guess they don't care about scaring us at that point. They're like, whatever. So like we don't know they're home yet. I didn't hear the car door closed or anything.
Mhm.
And all we hear is like we're staring at the door waiting for them to get back. We're like, I'm not going outside. That's like, I don't know, don't want to deal with that. We're in the middle of nowhere. Could be anything.
Mhm.
So they start like I guess they couldn't unlock the door, so they're like jingling the doorknob, and we're like embracing, ready for anything. My parents come in and they're like, oh, we're back. There's nothing. They did a search around the yard, whatever, couldn't find anything. Still
Mhm.
don't know what that was to this day. So we just kind of reference it as the ghost light.
Ghost
So
fight.
there's that one.
Very
I
good.
I mean, it could have easily been our neighbor, I guess, because we had like neighbor kids that would just, mischievous or whatever. So I'm like, maybe it was that, but I don't know. I don't have any proof of that, and they didn't see any little kid wandering, so I don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
My
Okay.
other one, this one, like, I still don't know if I believe it to myself this day. This one's really creepy, so I'm sorry if anybody's going to be triggered. If you're triggered by
No,
dolls,
I've got some like that too. And there's
just letting you
sometimes when
know.
you think about it in too much detail, you're like, I don't know if I want to give any energy to that. Like you're like,
Yeah.
mm,
This one is like a little bit of a saga in a sense because it starts out like with further ahead, but then it ends up me like it gets more complicated. So
okay.
I had a friend, I think this one was actually sophomore, maybe junior year, so a little bit further along.
Notice everybody, it's all about the teen angst. It's all
I have
about
to.
the teen
That's
angst.
when all the good stuff happened.
It does.
I mean, I'm still in my teen angst. I'm not going to lie about it. I mean,
well, it
I'm
depends on
carrying
what t-shirt I'm wearing. It depends on what t-shirt I'm wearing and whether or not I have my
Right?
chucks on. That's for sure.
I feel like it's a good, healthy, like thing to keep around with me. I love it. Where was I? So, friend in high school, and she was a bit of an odd person. I make friends with a lot of weird people. We kind of already know that, though. Like, I'm in the middle of the witchy community, so we're all a little bit weird. But this girl would, like, say a lot of things that would probably turn off people to her being a friend
Okay.
with. She would say things like that she could teleport and things like that. And I'm the kind of person that's like, I haven't seen you done it, but if you do it, like
Kudos
I
to
don't
you.
know, maybe you can. I just haven't seen it. So she would bring around this doll that was like a backpack, and this doll, creepiest thing I've ever seen to this day. It was like a little cat, and then he had like I don't remember his eyes. I think it was just like dots, and then like a really big creepy smile, intended to be a spooky looking doll.
Are
But she
these
used to
these
tell
Japanese dolls that are made like I can't remember the name of them, but like my kids had friends with these dolls and they were very distinct and they were quite costly and people made, I mean, it was a big
yeah,
deal.
it could be. It might be like from an anime or something. I've never
Something. Okay.
watched it. I don't know.
Okay.
We were both really into anime, so it could have been, or maybe just a style of some
Mm-hmm.
sort. But she used to claim she could put souls into dolls, or that she would do it avidly. I wasn't pagan at that point, so I never really gave it much thought. I was just like, okay, yeah, she put souls into dolls, whatever,
Oh.
That's a thing. So we ended up one night, me, another friend, and then her all had a sleepover at her house. And the vibe going into the house was kind of creepy already. I guess it's just, I don't really know how to explain it. Darker than, like, I don't want to say dark in necessarily a bad way, but there's definitely something funky going on.
There was
I
a
guess
thick
you
energy.
kinda,
It was just thick. It was
yeah,
like a thicky cloud,
it's weird. And so she used to make jokes. Like, I don't think this one was real, but she used to try and scare her other friends, say, like, oh, Slenderman's in my yard. Slenderman's going to, like, get you, whatever. So her brother, I think, was staying somewhere else for the night. And the options was somebody sleeps on the couch, somebody sleeps in her brother's room, and then she, of course, would stay in her room. So the other friend, too scared to sleep in the brother's room, afraid that she's going to see Slenderman out her window, decided, okay, Rebecca, you sleep in this room. I'm like, that's fine. Like, I'm not very easily scared usually. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll sleep in that room. We had a great night, played video games, whatever, watched movies, hung out, time to go to bed, went to sleep, had a great night. No problems, which I loved. The problem that comes in is the morning time. So I don't know if anybody else did this. I did it more whenever I was in school than anything. Whenever I would sleep or, like, I guess, lay down in places that I was unfamiliar with, would cover my eyes with my like inner elbow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Also, her brother didn't have like curtains in his room, so it was bright in the morning. So I was just like playing like that.
You're like,
yeah. I was like, God, you know, like, no, it's coming in to get me. And so, full that, we're not dealing with that. And I was just resting there because like I had woken up and I was like, I'm not getting out of bed yet. We don't do that. And I finally willed myself like, okay, yeah, I should get up. They're probably like, you know, they're probably playing games without me. I want to go hang out. So I finally woke up and I had moved my arm slightly
up. Yeah.
And right in front of the bed is like a computer chair sitting. And then on that chair, sitting right in front of me, is that doll that I was talking about earlier, just sitting perfectly right there.
Oh my God.
And so I saw it and I instantly put my arm back down over my eyes because I was like, we're not doing that. I don't think so. And I was frantically like thinking like, oh God, what if it moves and like hops on the bed with me? I will die if it does. I will fling it at the nearest, like, I don't know, yeet it across the room. I'm not doing that. I sat there for what felt like forever. I don't know how long it was. Just terrified out of my mind. Like, I don't know. There's no rule book on what to do for that. I don't know. Like,
no,
it's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I just said, like, I didn't even look. I was just like, can you go away? You're bothering me. Said it out loud. Don't know what I was thinking. Kind of out of my mind, but that's how I handle weird situations. So
no,
like, can you go away? You're bothering me. There was silence. And then I heard shuffling. And I was like, no, it's going to get on the bed with me. And so I didn't move. Just sitting there kind of waiting for my fate of whatever is going to happen next.
Like this little
nothing happened, right? Like I was just visualizing it like crawling up on the bed and like I don't even know what. I was just like, no. Nothing happened. So finally, for what felt like, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, it was probably not that long, but it felt like that because when you're sitting there like trying to figure out what's happening. Finally, I move my arm. I don't see it on the chair. And so I'm like, second guessing myself. Did I see that? And that's exactly that, Snow. Exactly that. Fling it. No! I hate it. So I get up from the bed. Finally, he's not in the chair anymore. And so at this point, I go into kind of like investigator mode because I'm like, where is it? Like maybe it fell off the chair or something. Like maybe I'm just out of my mind. I just woke up. You never know.
Yeah.
I investigate the side of the chair and there is like a bucket that was turned over so it could like reach the chair to get up there because it was like maybe this tall, not that big. That for me was the moment where I was like, if my friends were playing a trick on me, they're not that elaborate. Like they're not. My friends, I love them. They're impatient to get like they like to joke around, but they're impatient. I don't think they would take like maybe they would. I don't know. But to take the extra step of flipping over a bucket next to a chair just to be like, oh, like if it was me, I would just throw the doll on a chair and be like waiting outside. Plus, I would hear them laughing. At least I would think so.
You would think you would hear some snickering or something.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I mean, again, could have been them. So after that, I just went to the living room. Both of them are like lounging, playing games. And I ended up saying something like, oh yeah, like your doll was in my room this morning. And she's like, oh yeah, he does that, like nonchalantly. And I'm like, thanks for that.
Thanks for letting me know. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, it's like, and, I told my parents, they didn't believe me at first. And it's funny because they went to go like buy a piece of furniture or something from her dad's house. So I was telling my dad and mom about it, and they're like, oh, they were just messing with you. And I'm like, I mean, maybe, but I don't know. That was still creepy. And then they went to go buy a piece of furniture and they're like, oh, that place is haunted. Like after they came back, then they were like, oh, we believe you because the place like had really bad energy. And I'm like, I don't want to say I told you, but
But that's what I told you. I told you. Ooh,
and you know, the
girl.
weirdest thing is like thinking back about it. I don't think that like the doll or the soul of the doll was evil within itself. I think it was just trying to scare me, like just to see if it could get a rise out of me. And then once I was like, "No, go away," it was just like, "Oh, fun's over," and kind of
Fun's
left
over.
me. Yeah, so I was
Like a
like,
bully. It's like a bully. It didn't get the
yeah.
reaction it wanted. Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I guess.
Ooh.
And after that, another fun thing, like now that I'm thinking about it, I think the next 2 or 3 nights after I had nightmares about that doll.
Doll.
Whether that just beats the fact that I was so freaked out over it, or regardless of whether this little soul being was like, here, take some nightmares. Here's some nightmare juice for you.
Gosh. I just had a friend that had come across a doll that had a human spirit in it and wanted to release it. And they're like, "Do you do that?" I'm like, "I don't do that. I think that is like the worst thing. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even do that to my ex-husband, as horrible as he was. You know what I mean? That is like a type of imprisonment that is
trapping. Yeah.
that is like, I don't know karmically how you come back from that. I mean, that's some Voldemort shit right there. Like,
yeah. Oh my
god.
Mystical is asking if she's still my friend. I feel like we're kind of acquaintances, but we haven't talked in a long time. She doesn't really have social media, so it's hard to keep up with somebody, you know, from school whenever it's been not long. But every once in a while, since we both enjoyed anime, sometimes I'll see her at conventions and stuff and say hi or whatever. But like, would I still be her friend to this day? Like, if let's say she lived next door, I probably would. I wouldn't. Yeah. I don't think I would hold that against her. It was just a weird experience to have for sure.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Were there any other dolls that did this, or is just that one?
Just the one. I don't think I even saw any of her other dolls. That was the only one that I remember seeing. At least that I can think of.
That's creepy. That's creepy as hell. Yeah. I mean, ooh, I don't care for the porcelain dolls and stuff like that. I had aunts and grandparents. I'm like, why?
And my other grandma is very obsessed with collecting nutcrackers. That also is a no-go for me.
I like the nutcrackers. I can do the nutcrackers, and I have a pretty big one too. Like, I mean, he's pretty big.
Oh yeah,
he's
the giant ones.
Yeah, he's about 3 feet tall, maybe a little less. Yeah, he's big. But,
she used to collect all the I don't know, like the holiday ones and whatever she could get her hands on. She's got probably over 20, if I had to guess.
I do have a Jack Skeleton one. I do have a pirate one. I have a female pirate one because they're a couple. And then I have tons of them. Wizard of Oz stuff. I mean, I got stuff. Yes, I have more stuff than I need to have for sure.
I'm the same way.
More stuff than I need to have.
Although mine is more like comic books and anime things, because we've already been over that. I'm a weeaboo. I just like all the things. So
all the stuff. Did you want to say the other one or no? Because that would actually segue into one that Bear and I are going to talk about when I used to work in the Milam building downtown San Antonio.
Oh, see, there you go. Mm-hmm. For the other downtown San Antonio ones are kind of miscellaneous for me. My boyfriend used to work at the Emily Morgan. I don't know if you know that.
I have friends that still work there. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's so funny. So yeah, he used to do security guard shifts. I work all-nighters, and I don't remember a lot of his stories for it, but the two that I remember is one, like they have him and the other person have to carry around a walkie, so the only two people that have the walkie are him and then the other person. So, you know, one night out of nowhere, the walkie starts going off, and I think he said he heard it was either like a woman or a baby's voice or something crying, which would have creeped me out. I would have thrown it to the nearest whatever. Gosh. Like, ugh, no. And it's already a creepy hotel. Like, if you've seen it, you know.
Creepy from the outside. I mean, it's creepy. I mean, well, it is for me. I mean, as soon as you're walking around that corner and it's like you see it, you're like,
the top of the roof, I think used to be a crematorium or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, That's fun. That leads to a nap. And then, the Alamo's like right there. So,
Right.
of course, Battle of the Alamo, all that.
Yeah. And the Alamo is so haunted, so
yeah.
haunted. I mean, we lived in San Antonio, or at least I did, for a good 20-something years. And as soon as there was somebody coming into town, they're coming for a conference and they're staying on the Riverwalk. And can we go to the Alamo? And I'm like, can we not? Like, I'm like,
yeah.
I
feel like for me, it's nice to see once, and then after that, I'm like, eh. Yeah.
I mean, and for me, it's more of that longhouse and that well with the tree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just, yeah. It's just yuck. I mean, it was a massacre.
I know, yeah. It's just like, you get what you expect from it. A lot of people died there. You should expect to see or hear something, or probably, I don't know, get things in pictures. I've heard that a lot too. But not only that, the Riverwalk itself, well, I don't know about, I guess, like the parts that if they've added onto it. I think parts of it, at least.
Yeah, they've added on some over by the Pearl.
But the natural bits of it, I was reading online somewhere, is like natural healing waters to the Native Americans of this area. Claim that the river was healing waters, so that's kind of cool. Like, I don't know the specific details of that.
I do not know that story, but I do know that the Riverwalk was created because there was a sewer system that was over flooding from said river, and so they created these channels in order to keep the sewer out from the actual yes. And then when they drain it down, I think it's every March. I can't remember. It's before St. Patty's Day when they do the mud king and queen. It was disgusting, and they find all the flip flops that have been.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
From all the tourists.
Can you imagine how many people drop their phones in there and find their phone afterwards?
They probably find all kinds of stuff. Swamp King and Queen. I forget what they call it, but there is a thing. There is a pageant, and there is a pin for it that you're going to put on your Fiesta ribbon. It's just going to be a thing.
I didn't know that they did the King and Queen, but I know about them emptying the river every now and then.
The reason I know this is because when I worked at Jefferson Bank, Jefferson Bank is old money, old oil money, and it's the 09er, tribe. You understand? They're over there, and there are a lot of the Texas Cavaliers. Mm-hmm. So a lot of them are, family connected or whatever. And so somebody wanted to be a part of it, and somebody went out for the Mud King and got it, and it was like, you can't keep me from, like, it was a big deal. They were a big deal at work. They're like, I don't have a pedigree, but I'm going to be your Mud King. I'm like, good for you.
Good job.
Good job. Even I. Good job. Could have just gone to Fiesta and eaten that, delicious food and drank the margarita. But okay, whatever. We digress. Oh, yes. The other one, I didn't have time to do it, but I would like to do it in the future, is to do a witch's ball at the Black Swan Inn.
Oh my gosh, yes. That place is really pretty.
It's pretty and it's haunted AF. I mean,
it is. Okay. That's one of the places on my to visit list, because I haven't. But I've seen like the old Ghost Adventures episode of it.
Yeah.
It's just, oh my gosh, it's
wonderful.
Pretty.
It's wonderful. I know.
Are they like keeping up with it, or is it just kind of like falling apart?
Oh no, they're keeping up with it, and they have. You should go on their website now, because they are going to probably do some sort of Halloween. And they turned the whole front of the house into a graveyard. There's zombies that come out. They have paranormal investigators on Friday night. You can just join. I mean, it's great. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, no, good stuff.
That sounds like my scene. Sure.
Yes, get on over there. Get on, live vicariously through you, because I can't. You should do it.
If you guys make it back down here again, we'll definitely have to all do something.
I got to. My granddaughter lives there. She's turning 5 on the 15th. I'll miss another birthday this year, but I have booked with Wyndham for an open-ended stay on the Riverwalk somewhere. So I'm
Oh, nice.
okay, I got a year. You'll see me in about a year. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. I miss some HEB. I need some Whataburger creamy pepper sauce. Like, if there's any San Antonians that can
I don't know how you're doing
creamy
it.
pepper sauce, please, for the love of God, I'm this much left, this much. And if you try to get it online, they want $15 a bottle. And it's like $2.98 at HEB. I'm like, how is this the biggest markup ever?
It's for the, like, what do you call it? Marked up for the, I guess, not inconvenience of them having to get it.
For the people that move out of the state that are still addicted.
Yep.
Yeah.
They said pop it up to 15. She'll buy it.
She'll buy it. And I'm considering it.
Yep.
It's the truth. It is the truth. Yep. Central Market. That's right, Wendy. That's right. Central Market. Oh, I've missed you so much. I just wish that happened. I mean, I was just talking about HEB last night with Noah. I miss it so.
I would say same, but I just went. So
lucky.
Been going a little bit too often. It's been crazy ever since COVID. I'll be real about that. I guess just people.
Yeah.
I don't know, stocking up whenever they can and running out.
They're stocking up. And I mean, I guess I don't blame them, but I just hope you guys don't have a whole snow situation, Snowmageddon on top of the pandemic as well again this year. Let's not do.
Probably will. And they have not done anything about the, what do you call it, electrical system or whatever you call it. They haven't updated
keep extra water, keep extra bottles of water, We're
gonna have to. Because last time I was in Bowie with my friend, so snow up there already usually somewhat crazy. But she wasn't preparing for that kind of snowstorm or whatever, or like that amount of weather that we had. So she didn't have her heater or like, I guess the gas. She didn't pay her gas, so she had to turn it off. Pipes froze with basically everything. We didn't have heating in the house.
Oh,
we
God.
had to heat a tub. It was super fun. We had to melt snow so that we could have water.
Mm-hmm.
I learned survival skills.
So good for you.
I hope I don't have to do that again because I really don't want to do that.
No, I refer to it as the Alaska Channel. I know it's like TLC or whatever it is, but it's the Alaska Channel because all the things Alaska there. It's like I learned so much stuff. And then there's even a show that says I learned it on TLC or like I learned it from Bear Grylls or whatever it is. It's like I was the bag.
We had people that were like down the road from, I wasn't here for that, but somebody in like the apartments down the road from us literally lit a fire in the apartment to keep warm because we didn't have any of the electricity.
Yeah.
But they started a fire by mistake because of that. So yeah.
Bam.
I'm praying that this year goes well, but we'll see.
Yeah, y'all got snow. We hadn't even gotten snow yet. We're like, hello, we live in the north. Like, where's our snow? And it's like snowing in Texas. We're like, what are we going to do with these little flurries? Like, Texas done took it. They did. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for coming on and telling me your ghost stories. I appreciate it. And tomorrow we will be on with my daughter, Amber, and she and I are going to talk about our haunted experience on the Queen Mary. Ooh. So much fun. And I said that like Moira Rose. I did just now. I'm watching too much of Schitt's Creek.
As you should.
Thank you. Don't know. I just like channeled Moira. All right. That's a hard one to do. She's enough. Okay. All right. So with that, I leave you. Thank you so much for coming on, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.